Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Evan Carthy from evancarthy.com. And as always, if there's any trading thing to trade you want to see me go over, let me know. Be glad to do so using my technical analysis. Today, we are going to look at the S&P 500 for the week of August 25th. 2019. Yeah, so basically the market sold off at the end of last week. So this is going to be the S&P futures live technical analysis. Is the recession incoming, or should we buy the dip? So there's a couple different things we want to look at right here. Using this chart right here, this is the continuous rolling E-mini futures S&P 500 contracts. We're going to go down into the 1 hour chart right here. We could also go down to the 15-minute, but the 1 hour shows it a little bit more. And so what we're looking for right now is we're looking for it to this was a setup that just got complete last week. This is a 76.4% short setup, and what it started from was from up here. Price came and hit that 76.4, and then it came down all the way down here, and we're looking for price to come back and hit the 50%. So price came up, hit the 76.4, walked around a little bit, came close to hitting the 100% up here, still never hit it. Very close. If it did hit it, then we would exit 76.4, but it never did. But eventually on Friday, it came down, hit the 50%, and ended that trade right there. So that one is no longer valid here for it. So then on the longer term time frame, actually let's see if we have a long setup right here. We have this one right there, that one right there, came down and hit the 76.4, came up, hit the 123. And yes, we are currently in a long setup right here for the 76.4% long. So the current exit forward right here, you can see down at the end of Friday, came down, hit the 76.4. Got some good support off of it right when the market was closing. So the current exit we have for this setup is 28.79. That's the 50% retracement level. But if price continues to go down lower without hitting that that exit, and goes down here, it hits 28.18. Then the exit moves to 28.46.75. And then finally, the last time we would move the exit is if price just totally drops out without hitting the 100%, comes down and hits the 2.618 at 2620.75, then move the exit to 28.18. But currently where it stands right now, the exit is at the 50% level, which is 28.79. So that is a current valid trade long setup that we have right here for the S&P 500. Just marking this up a little bit clearer right there. So I do want to go over to the daily chart because there is a 78.6 short setup that we are currently in as well. So as you see, using that pivot high, that pivot low, move this over. I'll just show you real quick. Price came down, price came up, hit the 78.6, came down, hit the 123, locked those in. So then we just moved the extension, the retracement level lower. Price came up, hit the 78.6, that initiated it, went up there and hit the 100. So currently the exit is at the 76.4% level at 2703.50. I need to actually 76.4. There we go. So price is still down here. We're looking for this to get filled at 2703.50. Then if price doesn't hit that and goes up here and all those hits 36.39, then exit would be down here 28.22.75. So currently the exit we're looking for here in the daily chart is right down here. So there's still a bit of ways to go. Whether or not it's going to come from this move, I am not sure, but just want to point out that eventually this will come down and get hit. So that is one more thing that we are looking for this. But like I said right here, this is currently in a long setup, so it looks like it's getting some type of support for it. So I'm interested to see if it comes up and gives enough support to kind of like just a bounce, come up here and hit 28.7. Excuse me, around about 28.78 before it eventually goes back down and hits this one to finish this short move right here. So if you do see the market coming back down over here around to the low 2700s, don't freak out, because this is just a short setup that has to get complete before the next move goes higher. Now it doesn't have to necessarily come down here and complete for the move higher, but that's what we would like to see to happen if the market is going to continue to move up. Get this big daily short setup out of the way, get it completed, and that frees it up where there's no more pending short setups to go ahead and get completed before price continues to go up even more. And I mean, as you can even see, since last December, that's when they had that a lot bigger sell-off over here. Price has come up remarkably well, hit that double top right there, made another high right there, and now it's just kind of waffling around to see what happens over there. But I did also want to show one other thing. This is the September contracts for the S&P 500 E-mini futures, and we do have another long setup that we are looking at. This is one thing that I was going over today when I was doing reviews before I did this video. So currently, as you can see, price hit the 76.4, never hit the 50, hit the 100, never hit the 76.4, and continue to go down, down, down until it hit to 2.618. So that's where the current exit is right now, at the 100%, 2970. Then price continue to go down even lower at the 4.236, and that's kind of was the stopping point for it. As you can see, where the past couple, it went a little bit lower down there, but then the past couple of times it stopped it right there. So what it looks like we're in right now is pretty good channel for it. Using using these black lines right there. So for price to come back down to these lows down around here, 2830-ish level, is nothing new. It's come down here three other times before. One right here, one right here, one right there. Now it's coming down to the fourth time right there. So looking at this right here, I am actually bullish in this S&P 500 right now. I know in the post I'm talking about how like CNBC is setting everyone up for the news coming out that the China-US trade war going on is just going to tank the markets. They got all these headlines set up for it right now, but I really think it's a good opportunity to buy the dip. That's not saying price isn't going to continue to go lower. It definitely could go lower, but I don't think the recession is here just yet, just because we also have this long setup right here that needs to get complete. Plus, when you look at right here, when you drill down a little bit further, you have this support line down here, then you have this resistance line up here. We're closer down here to the support level. So even if price does tend to break out of that, we still have this long setup that needs to get completed right here. And then if we go back and look at this look at this right here. So on this chart, we have about 2700 for the S&P 500 being the exit for that. If we take it down here, 2700s will be about, where is it? About right there. That would be the 2700 for the mark, and that would be a huge move without this one getting up there and getting completed. So I think, and that would put us for these contracts switch over every quarter. So about third week in September, this September contract is going to switch over to the December contracts. So that would also put us down here at the lows for it. So right now, I may be totally wrong, but here's my prediction for this. I think this right here is a great buying opportunity for the S&P 500. It's coming down here into the support level. I think the sell-off isn't going to be as bad, and the U.S.-China trade wars isn't going to tank the market like the news are saying, and that it's going to come back up. It's going to complete this long setup right here at about 2970. So you still have quite a ways to go for the S&P 500 futures. It's about at 2851. So that's what I think is going to happen here in the next week or two. You definitely get some support for it right there. And then eventually we will have the necessary ingredients. Plus you also have that little long setup right here just from the other continuous futures contracts charts. That eventually price will come back down here and complete this short setup right here at about 2700. But for the time being, for what we have right now, I think that the long side is definitely the safer play rather than going down to the short side here. So based upon especially this setup right here, back down to the hour chart. Based upon this setup right here, I think it's pretty safe to go long in this market, and any future weakness in it right there feel free to add to your positions, because that's what I started doing, not necessarily with the SP 500 futures or the SPY, but some stocks I own. They got sold off like last Friday, and that was a great buying opportunity for me to get in at cheaper prices, and just to start adding to my position. So if the market continues to go down next week, I'll continue nibbling on that and adding to those positions. So I think this is a great buying opportunity for us to get to step in the market set up in the market in this area right here, especially when it's looking at getting out eventually around that 2970 mark. And then again, based upon this one, eventually we'll come down and complete this move right down here. But based upon what's been happening last week and what I think is going to happen the next week or two, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen just yet. But that is, for this bigger move, is something to keep in mind. But I think currently, right now, where the market is, I think we got some really good buying opportunities based upon that sell-off that happened late last week. So that's my prediction going into it for the week of August 25th for the S&P 500 E-mini futures. I'll do another midweek analysis as well, either Tuesday night or Wednesday night, depending on what my schedule looks like, and we'll go from there. All right, everyone, take care and have a good one. Thanks. Bye.